na, 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 na. What the hell is this music from? I don't remember. Anyway, welcome. It is time for a deck request video. We're doing Batteryman, and the request is from... I didn't do my homework right because my book is over there. Let me go get it. Hooray for unprofessionalism. I am back. It was verticom craft, I think. Verticom craft that wanted me to make a Batteryman deck. Well, here it is. We're almost at the April 2014 list, but not yet. So this one's still January. It's a fun little deck. It has OTK potential. I have a Batteryman OTK deck specifically built to do the OTK, but if you don't get the OTK off, chances are you won't be able to do anything. This deck is more general, being able to XC's easier. One synchro option in Black Rose Dragon, which is Debris Dragon plus Batteryman AA. But this one also has Batteryman Charger, Batteryman Industrial Strength to allow for some different options. But the OTK potential is definitely there. It does require, Short Circuit is a very helpful card in it. Not necessarily, but extremely helpful. And because you can quite easily summon like Batteryman AA and then be able to use Inferno Reckless Summon, you run, I believe, around 2 or 3 of that. I think 3. So that's really good. Okay, I end up drawing into one of the Reckless Summons, not actually doing the OTK, and I'm in a way happy about that, because this shows off some of the other potential that this deck has, because it's not just about the OTKs. I hadn't used Batteryman too much before. I faced it a few times, usually in video games, where like the opponents were running Batteryman decks, and I got a decent idea of what they did, but until I tried them myself, I didn't really. That was when I really figured out some of the combos. Figured out Thunder Seahorse could really work, getting Batteryman AA and AAA into my hand. So, alright. So here I'm thinking, okay, what's he gonna do? He's bound to have Rico there. So I have a couple of options. I want to summon Batteryman AA, use its effect some of the other AA. I can also tribute summon Charger to get something, and to get like a AA, and then use Microcell's effect on the flip summon, also get a AA. I'll have 2 AAs. But that would still destroy something. So what I ended up going for was a flip summon of Microcell to get the 3rd AAA from my deck, tribute summon Charger by tributing Microcell, special summoning a Batteryman AAA from my hand. I guess I could have summoned a AA from my deck, or would I have had it a different level 4 Batteryman from my deck, but I wanted that. Due to Batteryman Charger being a special summoning the monster from the hand, I wasn't able to make use of Batteryman AAA's effect to summon the 3rd one from my hand. But that didn't really matter, because I would just be able to normal summon it on a later turn to get one of the Batteryman AAA's back from my graveyard to do an XC summon. And that's what they're really what they're for, because they don't have any attack, don't have any defense. So they're there to summon another copy of themselves for an XC summon, or have Debris Dragon summon one of them for an XC summon. Since he's playing Rico, I'm like, I want my monster to survive, so I summon 1/1. I could have also summoned Maestroke, I guess, since I know I won't be able to use 1/1's other effect. So I suppose, thinking about it now, I could have done that. What I also could have done was summon Constellar Omega, since both of my monsters are light, go into M7, immediately go into Gaia just to deal some damage. Then he would have probably destroyed Batteryman Charger, but that didn't happen. What I did hope what he would do is try and destroy 1/1, even though 1/1 can save itself, but he had a reason for that. Like this, he didn't go for my back row, probably because he wasn't really too afraid of it. I know he has 1 MST in his hand, so that's probably why he wasn't afraid, didn't go for that. With Rico destroyed and the mill getting, I believe, 1 Lightsworn, he has enough stuff for Judgment Dragon, and him saying yes here, I'm assuming he has Judgment Dragon. So in a way, it's good that I have 1/1. I can just save its life when Judgment Dragon goes destruction. But what I wanted to do with Torrential Tribute was, as soon as Judgment Dragon is summoned, play it. My Batteryman Charger will be gone, but his Judgment Dragon will as well, and my 1-on-1 will still be able to be on the field due to its effect. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. Judgment Dragon is summoned. There will be my opponent will be able to pay the 1,000 life points for Judgment Dragon's effect to destroy everything else. So yeah, that's number 1-on-1 there, without anything. He could have also paid another 1,000 life points to destroy my 1-on-1. Didn't go for that, so that's sort of a defensive play on the opponent's part. It would have cost the opponent an extra 1,000 life points to use the effect again. It would have cost me 2,100 life points because he would then be able to direct attack me with Judgment Dragon. So the opponent decided for the defensive play there. Now the opponent has Garroth, has Judgment Dragon. I want to get rid of Judgment Dragon. I have Batteryman AAA, I have Debris Dragon. Both of them are able to summon a Batteryman AAA from the graveyard and go into an Xyz summon. I was thinking Starleash Paladynamo. Take out Judgment Dragon, and then Garroth won't be able to take it out. But then I'm like, okay, wait, he can have Lumina, he can have Jane, he can have another JD, quite a lot of things can destroy it. And even if it's destroyed, like, I get to draw one card, but it's not really that great. Now, I guess I could have, now that I think about it, used Infernal Reckless Summon when I summoned the other AAA to go for, to have another monstrous defense. I decided not to go for that. It didn't really cross my mind. I was just like, oh, Infernal Reckless Summon, only usable with Batteryman AA. But what I decided to go with was Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, because that was the other option. I'm like, wait, I don't use the thing that often, but it's good. So why not? It gets rid of both of his monsters. I can't direct attack the turn, but still it gets rid of both of his monsters. And even if he like something to destroy my Evil Swarm, I'll still only have 3 cards. Infernal Reckless Summon, Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, and whichever of Batteryman AAA and Debris Dragon I don't summon. Now, since I don't have any Batteryman AA's in the graveyard, which I usually use with Debris Dragon to make Black Rose Dragon, I don't see myself using Debris Dragon for the Synchro. So I use Debris Dragon now, since I want to go into Exciton Knight anyway. So that would I want to go into Paladynamo later, I can use AAA and AAA for that, because you need the materials for Paladynamo to be all light, and Debris Dragon is wind, so that's why I use Debris Dragon now, so I have the option of going into Paladynamo later. I activate Exciton Knight's effect. The opponent has a total of 5 cards, hand and field combined. I only have 3, which means Exciton Knight's effect will work, destroy everything the opponent controls, which is very, very nice. Opponent does not take any damage for the rest of the turn, so after the effect has been used, so I'm like, fine, whatever. I set Infernal Reckless Summon. I don't expect to be using it, so I'm like, might as well if he has like an MSD. Better that he uses it on Infernal Reckless Summon now than on a more important trap later on. When I happen to get that Cephalon is summoned though, and I'm like, uh-oh. But I think the opponent forgot, or was hoping I would forget, the effect of Exciton Knight. Because Exciton Knight cannot only be used during your own main phase, but also during the opponent's battle phase. So I'm just waiting. Okay, you can destroy that if you want. I don't care. Battle phase, Exciton Knight effect. Detach, and both of the opponent's cards are destroyed, because the opponent has 4 cards in total, and I have 2. So that's the end of that. It's my turn. And the opponent can't really do much. So I have Batteryman AAA. I draw into AA. AA can't really do much. It can get to 1,000 attack, but I'm like, if I go Xyz with 2 AAAs, I can do something better. Paladin was once again the first option that came to mind, but since the opponent doesn't have anything that can really lower its attack, I would go into something else. And if you know me well, you know I like 101, I like Zen Mines, I like Gachi, I like Maestroke, because they can save themselves from destruction. So I decide to take the defensive play and use Maestroke, so that when the opponent suddenly pull out another Judgment Dragon, the opponent would need a combination of the effect twice and an attack to be able to get rid of Maestroke. And Maestroke with its effect wouldn't be able to really take out Judgment Dragon, but then I'd at least be able to stall for a bit to draw into something that would be good. Opponent does have Tragoria, but I'm like, okay, that saves the opponent from taking some damage. Nothing too major. Maestro does some things, Excite Knight does some things. Maestro's here to stop whatever he plays, but in the end it's not really necessary. The opponent has Foolish Burial, sends Lumina to the graveyard. Other card in the hand happens to be Honest, so good thing that I didn't go Paladynamo on the Judgment Dragon. Huh? But yeah, that's the end of the game. I'll see you in the deck profile in just a moment. Willkommen, meine Damen und Herren. We're not going to speak German for the rest of the days. Time for the Batteryman deck profile. We have triple Batteryman double A because it just really helps with the OTK. Summon one through whatever of the effects as possible. Inferno Reckless Summon, possibly Short Circuit, but with all three in attack position, you'll have 9,000 attack. That's really good. Batteryman triple A to help with getting Xyz monsters out. It's quite good at that. Batteryman Charger. It's a nice level 5, gets extra attack for every Thunder type monster that you have, and it can special summon one Batteryman when it's normal summoned. I have 3 copies of Batteryman Fuel Cell, which you can special summon if you control 2 or more face-up Batteryman monsters. And once per turn you can tribute a Batteryman to return a card the opponent controls to the hand. So what you can do is use something like a flip summon of Microcell, or Batteryman Triple A summoning another Triple A, or Debris Dragon summoning a Double A or a Triple A, and then special summon Fuel Cell, and then Fuel Cell to get rid of something that the opponent might have to stop you, and then just attack, attack, attack. 1 copy of Batteryman Industrial Strength, which is the boss monster of the Batteryman. It cannot be normal summon or set. It needs a special summon, and you need to banish 2 Batterymen from the graveyard to summon it. But once per turn, you can remove or banish 1 Thunder type monster from your graveyard, which are the Batterymen or Thunder Seahorse, because Thunder Seahorse is also a Thunder type. And then you can destroy 1 monster and 1 spell and trap on the field. So that's nice. Both a monster and a spell trap go down. Microcell, when it has a flip effect, so not only flip summon, but also when it's attacked and it's flipped, you can special summon a monster. Double A can be summoned with the flip summon, and then it would work with Inferno Reckless Summon. Note that Reckless Summon can't be used in damage step, so don't use Microcell. Don't try to use to summon Double A and then Inferno Reckless Summon when Microcell's attacked. Microcell has another nice effect, which will let you draw a card after it's destroyed in a battle after it's been flipped face up. That is not only flip summoned but also attacked while it was face down, because it's flipped face up first and then destroyed. Debris Dragon, it can Xyz if it summons Batteryman Triple A. It can Synchro to Black Rose Dragon if it summons Double A. Honest, because I'm running a light deck, so why not Honest? 2 Thunder Seahorse to search out Double A, Triple A, and if they're not there, I guess I can search Microcell, but I haven't done that before. 3 Batteryman Charger. It's a small monster reborn for Batterymans in your own graveyard. I'd usually use it on Batteryman Double A so that I can use Inferno Reckless Summon, but to be able to summon a Fuel Cell back or a Batteryman Charger can also work, whatever you feel is appropriate and good at the time. Dark Hole destroys stuff. Inferno Reckless Summon, as I said, works with Double A mostly to get the OTK, but you can also use it with Triple A if you really want to get some of that on the field. Lightning Vortex, you don't really see it too often, but some of the cards sometimes are better in the graveyard because you need to banish stuff for Industrial Strength. Sometimes a certain amount of cards in your hand just don't really work with Batteryman Charger. I do have quite a few cards that can possibly be dead draws. Not too often, but they do happen, so Lightning Vortex can, I suppose, get rid of that to still do something useful, which is destroy opponent's monsters. You can send a Triple A to the grave because it can just be summoned again anyway. You can send a Double A to the grave to have it work with Debris Dragon or Batteryman Charger. I have 2 MSTs to get rid of back row, 2 Putter Realities for some searching, 1 copy of Recycling Batteries, which gets some monsters back from the graveyard, 3 Short Circuits. quite often and quite easily as well. You can get 3 Batterymans face up on the field. So yeah, I've explained some of the combos before and the possibilities. So short circuit then just destroys everything the opponent controls, which is pretty much Ojama Delta Hurricane or Desk Croaking, but then with a different activation requirements. In this case, having 3 or more face Batterymen. It's really good. Bottomless trample to stop some summons. I was trying out a portable battery pack. You can use it. Summon some Batterymen back to have some nice attacking. I ended up not really using it much, but then again, I didn't play against that many different decks. Like in this one, I played against Lightsworn. I played like 3 times against Fire Fists, 2 times against Infernities, and I'll go to Obliterate. So I didn't really get the chances to use it much. Maybe that's because it just isn't as helpful as I would have thought. But try it out yourself. I was trying this out, and for the one time that I used it, it did work. So who knows? I'll have some other options in the side deck you can look at in a moment. I have also Solemn Warning and Torrential Tribute to stop summons. Extra deck, as I said, 1 Black Rose Dragon to work with Debris Dragon plus AA. 1 Slacker Magician, would you have like the microcells? Although what you can also do is the Ghost Trick. That is rank 1, which is Dullahan, with which you can detach an existing material and half a monster's attack, which I like more, so I'm going to throw that in now. I hereby have changed the deck. Zen Mines for the 1 level 3, because I don't play Xyz with the Batteryman AA's often. I really just use it for Reckless Summon, Short Circuit. But if you want to Xyz into something, you can use Zen Mines. Most of my cards are then rank 4, Cowboy, Maestroke, Exciton, Paladynamo, Diamond Dyer, 101, number 50. Ragnas Hero, I thought, Bujins, Firefists are good, and they mostly have like 1 or more boosters out, like Fire Formation, Tanky. So chances are this one will be useful. Then I have Omega, because I'm like, I guess it could work with like AA. And with Omega, I can go like M7 and then Thunder Charger, or just M7. And if I have multiple fuel cell, then I can go into either M7 or Bouncer, and then into Thunder Charger, but I don't have to. But it gives me some options. For the side deck, I just have, as I usually do, some options of cards that you could run. You could run Batteryman D. I don't really like it too much. I find that the current monster in the deck work better. Morphronic Magnon. It's a Thunder type, so like it works with Seahorse, and if you have 2 of them on the field, it creates a nice little lock. What Cobra? It can search like for what monsters, like because these are obviously aren't what monsters, but it's still Thunder, it's still light, so it can still work with like Paladynamo with Seahorse. Lila, if you want to send some stuff to the grave, because as I said, a good amount of stuff with like recycling batteries, battery and charger, battery pack. They use cards in the grave, so Lila can work with that. And once again, it's a level 4, nice 1700 attack, nice effect. It's light, it works with Paladynamo. Thunder King is sort of an anti-meta thing. Thunder Dragon to thin the deck out if you really want to. Super Electromagnetic Full Tech Dragon. I quite like the artwork. It has like Batteryman AA in there, and that's... Is that D? I can't even see it properly, but I quite like the card. It had depending on what you tribute, it gets different effects, different powers. So can be useful if you want. I find it better to not use it. Guardian of Order. If you control 2 or more light monsters, you can special summon it. And as I said, quite often you'll have multiple light monsters through AA, through AAA, through Batteryman Charger, through Microcells. You can use that, and it's a nice 2500 attack. Maku, the Mystical Mist. If you have a high attack, Thunder, so Fuel Cell, Industrial Strength, Batteryman Charger can be that as well. You can destroy some nice things with Maku. Solidarity, but do note that if you run Solidarity, be careful with Honest and Debris Dragon, because they're not Thunder, and most of your Xyz monsters won't be Thunder either. So be careful with that if you do run Solidarity. Hand Destruction, just to draw into some new things, and then send stuff to the grave for Charger and for Battery Pack. Lightwave Tuning, if you want to use some more synchros, like Light and Dragon, or what's it called? Ancient Sacred Wyvern, then you can use Lightwave Tuning. to enable more synchro plays. There's Quick Charger, which is, I guess, sort of recycling batteries. Yeah, it's sort of like recycling batteries, but then like quick play, and it works like different. This one works on Batteryman. This one can work on other cards, but they're similar. Limit Reverse to summon something, and Call Haunted also to summon something from the graveyard. Although Call Haunted will usually be used for the stronger monsters, and Limit Reverse for the weaker ones to help with Xyz plays. Alright, that will have been my deck profile for Batteryman. The next deck request on the list is a Blue Eyes Shining Dragon Turbo deck. Now I know a lot of terms, but what really is a turbo deck? If you know, post it in the comments. I'm pretty sure it's just get the monster out as fast as possible. So get Blue Eyes Shining Dragon out as fast as possible and do something with that. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to build a proper deck with that, like within like a week or so. The request after that is Stardust Dragon Assault mode, and the deck built around that. I already have an idea of how I can do that with Hazy Flames. So, yeah, you're gonna see either of those two deck requests in the next deck request video. See you later.